Hello and welcome. My name is Gwen and you are watching Astro Tarot Vision. Yes, the name has changed. I woke up this morning with all kinds of ideas in my head, and this is what it's culminated to. First of all, I want to talk about the energy that's going on around us right now. And as I said, I woke up this morning with a lot of energy and a lot of ideas in my head about what I wanted to do on a personal level, what I wanted to do for this video today, what I wanted to say. And it started with me thinking about what is going on astrologically and how it's affecting and how it's affecting you, how it may be affecting me, you, and everybody else on this planet within the next couple of weeks. So the first thing I want to talk about is Mercury retrograde. In last couple of weeks, I mentioned the fact that it would be worth it to you to use this energy for your benefit. You may have noticed that you have been thinking about things that have happened in the past and trying to rework it so you can see how it can benefit you better, noticing the things that do work, noticing the things that don't work. Also, it's been a time where there may have been things that you've been trying to do and it's been frustrating, and there have been the energy that's actually stopped you from doing exactly what it is that you wanted to do. And for me personally, I noticed that I would start to get frustrated and then realize we had Mercury retrograde, so I was like, okay, I'm not going to get hung up on this. I'm just going to move on to the next. I definitely have plenty to do. I definitely have, I can put my energy in different places. So that's how I have been personally utilizing that energy. Reorganizing, thinking about new ways to go about doing your business is a really good way to work this energy for the next 2 weeks. We do have Mercury going out of retrograde on the 25th, but it still is going to finish up right up until the 1st of February. You know, the energy won't be fully renewed until February. So this next 2 weeks can be utilized by, you know, literally reinventing yourself. Think about things that may be happening at work and how the old ways just not working, trying to rework that energy, you know, maybe change things, maybe rearranging the office, maybe going through the books, you know, organizing all your paperwork, taxes. Everybody's going to be getting their paperwork back for taxes at the end of January. So just go into your accounting software and make sure everything's organized, make sure all your ducks are in a row. Things like that. You know, even rearranging furniture in your house, and just sometimes it helps to, when you rearrange the furniture, you're getting, you know, the little dust bunnies underneath the furniture and stuff like that. Anything like that is a really good way to utilize this energy for the next 2 weeks. And if something's just not working, or if something's just, you know, just don't try to push it. Just move on to the next thing and try to use that energy productively. And this is actually a really, really good way to use this energy. So where does this come from? Where does this information come from? I wake up with it, and then I also look at I look at the astrology, and I see what's going on, because the astrology is just a manifestation of what's going on in my reality, what's going on in your reality. It's a way to check the ethers. So I'm going to just give you a little bit of back history now that I've kind of gotten that on the table, talked about what was going on with me this morning. So my intention for this video is to bring awareness into your consciousness and to prep you for the next 2 weeks. And as an empath, I sense these energies anyway, and the astrology helps me to make sense of it. As a psychic, I can see into the past, present, and future, and it just helps me to maneuver through the ethers a little easier. And then as a medium, I maneuver through the ethers, and as a channel, I bring back that information. Now, as a metaphysician, I've been studying the non-physical world for many, many years now. And part of my interest is transpersonal psychology. It's really all about the self. And it's interesting because, I've said this before, society and religion has taught us that if we think about ourselves, then we're being selfish. But the reality of it is the world does not exist. We are the world. I am my world, and you are your world. And if you are not happy, then the world around you is not going to be happy. Your peeps are not going to be happy, your family, your friends, your coworkers. If you're not happy internally, then it's going to manifest externally. So you've got to, if you really want to be happy, if you're serious about moving forward on your journey, on your spiritual journey, but more, this spiritual journey is reality. It's your reality. So that's why and I've learned this through transpersonal psychology. So that's why it's so important to me. And the other thing that I have learned through metaphysics, there's a study of many things, is astrology. Astrology is a science, but it's also esoteric, which meaning there's an energy that we have always felt ever since the beginning of time, and we notice that when the moon is in a certain place, we have more feelings. The full moon, we tend to be more energized. In the dark moon, we tend to be more internalize things. And so there is a definite connection between astrology and the non-physical world that we live in. I know I've said this before, but it's very important to remember that there's only a small portion of our world is physical, and that's our physical body. The rest of us is non-physical. Our mental body is non-physical. We can't see it. Our emotional body is non-physical. Our spiritual body is non-physical. Our energetic body is non-physical. I mean, some may see auras, in things like that, but for the most part, it's a non-physical universe that we live in. And astrology is a way to define that non-physical universe. And that's why I feel like it's such an important practice. Most metaphysicians, I'd probably say probably all of them, 90-95% study astrology as well. And I have been studying astrology for many years. So that leads me to the next part of this. I actually have my computer up today, and I'm going to go through a couple of the things that are going on astrologically, because I do feel like it's important to go through this so you can understand the energies that are around you, so you can better make better decisions for the next couple of weeks coming up. So we have a full moon in Leo coming up on Saturday, January 23rd, and that's going to be at 8:29 p.m. We also have just had the sun go into Aquarius. So we've got the Aquarian energy is expansive. It's we, it's us, it's community. And this full moon in Leo is about me, myself, and I. And, there's this, so there's an opposition. The full moon is opposite of the sun, and that is in opposition. So there's going to be this conflict of me, myself, and I, and we, us in the community. And so that's why I talk about utilizing this energy, so we can, in Aquarius is like expansive. We can think of all the myriads of possibilities. So why not use that energy for our benefit? We might as well. And understanding it is going to help you to alleviate some of the frustration that you may be sensing the next couple of weeks. And that's why I thought it was important to talk about this today, because there can be some frustration that comes up, and actually not feeling adequate, feeling inadequate, like you can't, looking back on the past, you're looking at what the things that didn't work, and a lot of times that can really hang us up. So, but what the reality is the universe is having us look at these things so that we can change and, change up what it is that we're doing, so we can see what's not working, so we can morph and expand and change to work the energy to make it work for us, so we can have more opportunities in 2016. So I hope that makes sense, because it gets a little bit, I get the information, and it just, like I said, there's this opposition of interior, exterior going on. So we'll continue on. The other thing that is interesting is that we still have several important planets that are in Capricorn. And Venus has been in Sagittarius and is right now, which is, it's nice, it's expansive, it's easy, it's an easy placement. It's actually moving into, Venus is moving into Capricorn on the full moon. So we've got this, and again, there's this tug. Venus can actually help us in a lot of areas, and so we're going to be thinking about, our partnerships, whether they're people that you live with, your loved ones, or people that you work with. It's going to bring in a more organized, harmonious energy. But if somebody is stuck in their ways, we have a lot of Capricorn energy, and Capricorn can be rather stubborn, kind of like Taurus, but there's also, it's cardinal, so it's new energy. With all this new energy coming in, cardinal energy, trying to rework things, trying to organize things, it just makes sense that with all this new energy coming in, that there's also the departure of the old energy. And so it's just inevitable that there may be some sharp endings. I mean, just abrupt people leaving quickly. So just be aware that things start, things changing quickly, abruptly. And so that's why we want to just be aware the next couple of weeks, because it's just going to, again, help and benefit us. So now that we have set our intentions, I have helped you to create a focus. This is what we're thinking about. I've brought this to your attention. It's in your awareness. Now let's do the visualization, and then we'll move on to the tarot reading, okay? So before we go into the reading, I'm going to do a little visualization. But as usual, I brought out one of my crystals, and this time I have Harry. Harry is my quartz crystal. He is a beautiful rutilated quartz crystal. He is here representing the sun that just went into Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign, and there is a lot of expansive energy around. There is a little bit of smoky quartz in there, and what I like about Harry is we can tap into the expansive nature of this Aquarian energy. So I'll do the visualization with him, and I dare you to be fearless and be able to tap into this energy and see your visions of what you want for the year 2016. So we'll start by closing our eyes. Close your eyes. Start to pay attention to your breath. Start to picture a beautiful ball of white light above your head, and this white light is filled with love and calming energy. And start bringing this beautiful white light down into your head, and as you do, just gently rock your head back and forth. Helps to release any tension. And continue bringing this beautiful white light down into your neck and shoulders, relaxing as you go. And as you bring this white light down into your chest, breathe it into your chest. And exhale out any unwanted energies. They're not good or bad, we just don't need them right now. And continue bringing this beautiful white light down into your waist. And focus on the area between your chest and your navel. This is the solar plexus. And some say this is the seat of the soul. This is where we feel. This is where our empathic abilities come in, our intuition. It's a very important place. And picture this expansive Aquarian energy in that space. Does it feel tight? Are you getting a bellyache? Do you feel restless? Do you feel worried? Take that energy now, breathe it in, and exhale it out into the universe. Let it go. Let it go. Let go of the fear. Be fearless. There's nothing to fear. You're in a safe place. You're surrounded by your angels, your guides, your loved ones. Picture this beautiful, expansive energy and know that this is your beautiful, expansive energy. Breathe into it. Exhale out. And continue bringing this beautiful white light down into your hips, down into your knees. And this beautiful white light continues down into your ankles, down into your toes, all the way down into the ground, and Earth Mother takes any unwanted energies and she transmutes them into love and light. Now bring beautiful green healing energy up from the earth, up into your toes and feet. And continue bringing this beautiful green healing energy up into your ankles, up into your knees, and continue bringing this beautiful green healing energy up into your hips and waist. Pay special attention to that solar plexus area this time. Breathe. Exhale. And as you bring this beautiful green healing energy into your chest, breathe it in. Breathe out through your arms. And this beautiful green healing energy continues up into your shoulders, up into your neck and head, all the way up into the heavens. And this connects us with all of the universe. And you can open your eyes and wiggle your toes and fingers. I'll move Harry aside. Thank you. You can thank Harry for the beautiful visions that you've had. He's awesome. And so, first thing I'll do is pull out an animal speak card. And this will be the energy around, the next 2 weeks. And it's the 10 of Ancients, or the 10 of Wands. And this is a lot of fire energy, and it's the Tortoise. Movement through pressures. And I just find this really interesting. I, was talking about how the next 2 weeks are going to be a little bit of a challenge, but the ways that we can use this energy for our benefit. And that's what this card speaks of to me. It speaks of the same thing, that movement through pressures and understanding when to, it's like that song, you need to know when to hold them, when to fold them, when to walk away, when to run. And this is indicative of the energy that I've been feeling. The other interesting thing is I feel like this is that Leo energy, that Leo full moon that we will be encountering on Saturday and Sunday. Actually, it's probably started for a lot of you who are extra sensitive. And going into the work week on Monday and Tuesday, really, and even though Mercury will be coming out of retrograde on Monday or Tuesday, depending on where you are, there's still the energies are trying to catch up to that. And so it's really not until the end of January where things will start to feel a little bit less stressed. But remember, we're being fearless. We want to move through this energy with ease and grace, and we want to be, so if we are aware of this energy, and if we have it in our consciousness, this is conscious awareness. if we are consciously aware of this energy, then we can just move on through and have fun with it, because really the Leo energy, the Leo moon, is really about having fun, us wanting to have fun, us wanting to enjoy ourselves. Does this always have to be work? Does this always have to be drudgery? And that Aquarius energy is expansive as well. And so that's really what we want. And then what the reality of is we feel confined, we feel repressed, we feel, we're feeling depressed. And so that's the struggle. But I really feel that the fires are burning within, and this is a really good time to, like I said, really, really good time to be organizing yourself and thinking about, manifesting. What are your hopes and your dreams? What do you want for 2016? And make those, what do they call them? Make those vision boards. This is a perfect time to do the vision boarding. You're cooped up in the house, get those magazines out, get your big board out and big piece of cardboard and make that vision board. Also make plans of what it is you want to, if you haven't already made plans on going on vacation, what do you want to do on vacation, stuff like that. Fun. Interesting times, but still a lot of fun. If we know what the energy is, then we know how to work with it, right? That's what it's all about. That's kind of what I'm working on. So, the next 5 cards will be coming out now. And let me do that so I get, there's one over here. I think it's actually top one. Top one wants to come out today. So, the disappointment card, 5 of Cups, comes out, and this really, it feels to me like this is 2015 again, the things that didn't happen, and being able to discern the energy and understand that if something didn't manifest that in 2015, then we are going to rework it. If it's something that's in our heart and soul, maybe it's something that really ultimately benefited us from not manifesting. But if it's something that you really do want, rework it to be able to bring this into fruition for 2016. There is such a lot of energy around these cards right now because wow, and that's really weird. I pulled out 6 cards. I'm doing everything different today. So it's just that's the kind of day it is, I mean, just think about, how, if you've been watching me since I started, I mean, there's been an evolution to me, and you can use that and say, okay, what's my evolution been the past 6 months? And how have I changed? Because, meaning, you look at your evolution and see how you've changed over the past year, over the past 6 months. It's been really crazy time. And that's why it's so important that the energy is about being fearless in 2016. That's my mantra for 2016. And so you'll hear it all year. But taking those disappointments and taking that energy that didn't quite manifest and use it for your benefit, okay? This is the way the universe works. This is Earth. This is school. We're in school. We learn, okay? If we get a 70 on the test, we got to figure out why we get a 70 on the test. And we're going to study a little bit more so we can get a higher grade. So it's kind of like that. The next card is the Star. And that is the number 17-8. And numerologically, that 8 is, about strength and about creating that solid foundation and she's looking back on she's looking back, everything that's the water coming out of the cup is moving towards the past, but she's looking at the stars, she's looking to the future, and she's looking at the expansive Aquarian energy that we just came into. We need to remember and recognize the things that have happened in the past, and you dwell on them for a reason. It's a purposeful, I don't know, it's kind of like Zen. It's purposeful reflection, if you may. So that way you can understand what made you happy, what made you sad, what worked, what didn't work, that kind of thing. So that energy is meant to help us move forward. And since we do have a full moon, it's about culminations. It's about really understanding why we need to put these things to bed, why we need to put 2015 to bed. And really, this is so important, because we're setting ourselves up for a long term. I don't know why I keep saying this, but it's next 10 years. This is a 10-year, brand new 10-year phase. Don't know why. I don't understand I don't know if it's a specific planet or what. I don't know what it is, but it's just something I feel. And then there's the lust card, and it's the number 11, but it also reduces down to a 2. And to me, the lust card, she is, it's a moon in Leo. It's a moon in Leo. And there is this need to just not hide, but, go into the depths of our subconscious mind, kind of like a Pisces energy, where we can, like a lot of people use this energy, sex and drugs and rock and roll, too much sex, too much drinking, too much escape, the need to escape, and not deal with the problems like they're going to go away. But they're not going to go away, and there is a time for fun, but it needs to be balanced with bringing all this information, bringing this new energy out into your consciousness so you can do something about it. And it's a lot of work. It's not easy. This is not for the faint of heart. There are a lot of people that just don't want to deal with the shit that's going on in their life. To be honest, it's harder to do something about it, but in the long run, people end up just wallowing in this place and wondering why they're not getting any place. And it's because they can't or won't look at what needs to happen. And part of this is the number 2, the 2 of Swords, and it's peace. And it's understanding what's going on in the subconscious, bringing it into your consciousness so that you can do something about it. And this is very much about the ego. And as I said before, the Leo is about, me, myself, and I, and bringing the, that it could be, the bratty child part of us, or the stubborn part of us, or just the part of us that we're not real fond of, the maybe a little bit of whatever it is that our hang up is. Know that we're a little bit lazy, we don't really follow through on things, I don't feel like a good father, or I should be paying more attention to my kids, or whatever it is that we know we need to change. Those are the things that we just kind of stuff, and we stuff them in a closet, and we kind of like shut the door, and we don't want to deal with it, and this is where we end up. Insight, wisdom, knowledge, understanding that is understanding where the depression comes in when we stuff all the things that we don't want to deal with. And there is a balance. I mean, sex is kind of fun, but it doesn't mean that that's all we think about all day. And I mean, in drinking is not, having a glass of wine or a couple of beers is not a bad thing. But if you spend all your time drinking and it's because you're not, and you're trying to hide something, you're not dealing with something, you're not allowing your thoughts to bubble up into your consciousness so you can do something about it. And that's where you can really get into yourself into a lot of trouble. And that's why I thought it was really important to talk about what I have been talking about, because this next 2 weeks, it's tumultuous. And I really want you to be able to come through this. I want you to use this energy for your benefit, and really come out the other side of it and really say, I feel like I did something productive. I've made some great strides, and I know I know where I want to go, and that's what I want you to feel like when you go into February. Like, boom, yes, I feel good about this. In the last card that I picked, and I usually only do 5 cards across here, and I pulled number 6, and it's the universe. And it's that 20, it's a 21 reduced to a 3 numerologically. And that's a lot of times it's creating a solid foundation. And the reason why I say it's creating a solid foundation is because it's insight, wisdom, and knowledge. Or there's the subconscious and consciousness, and when they connect, we create to the super consciousness, which is the expansion of Aquarius. That's that new energy, that sun in Aquarius. So we can use the Leo Aquarius energy in a very productive way, but know that there's pitfalls, and if you're working on a lower octave of, or if you see somebody that's working, that's not dealing with things, they call it a lower octave. If you're dipping into that subconsciousness and not really able to get out of the mucky muck. The higher octave is understanding that things need to, we need to break up this energy, and we need to get above the muck, get out of the quicksand, and know that change is happening for your benefit and for good reasons. It needs to happen. So, just to wrap this up, we are, there is a lot of energy in the air, a lot of new energy, but the full moon is about endings, and so we do have that cardinal energy, that Capricorn cardinal energy, so we are being urged to move forward. It may get a little bit confusing because we do have to wrap things up, finish things up. There are going to be endings. You might be watching some weird stuff going on around you with your friends and family. Try to be grounded as you go through this next couple of weeks. Look back on my on this reading again. and go through the next couple of weeks consciously. And there's one other thing I wanted to add. There's Eckhart Tolle, he's a great author that I read a lot. He talks about being present. And what I learned is we want to be present so we can be aware of what's going on, so we can be conscious of what's going on in the present moment. And so there's a symbiotic relationship between the consciousness, and they say there is no subconsciousness, but there is. I mean, if it's unconscious energy, it's something that we are not aware of, so it's subconscious. But if it peeks through, and so if we're consciously aware of what's going on and what our thoughts are, then we see it when it peeks through, and it's kind of like a worm when it comes out of the hole, like, oh, there it is. And that's when you can pluck it out, And so you go, oh, I didn't know that worm was there. Well, now you know it's there. Now you know what's in your consciousness. Once it comes into your consciousness, it's not in your subconscious anymore. And that's the only time you can deal with it. So that's what the transpersonal side of things is. And that's what we are all trying to do in this lifetime. We are trying to wake up to our own consciousness. It's not really a spiritual thing. People call it spiritual. It's more evolutionary. And again, this is that Aquarius energy. This is expansive. And we need to go within, and be selfish to be able to expand out and deal on a larger level with everybody else, to embrace this beautiful Aquarian energy that's coming up. And I have to say that I do feel like this is a prelude into what's going to be happening as we move into the age of Aquarius. It's pretty interesting, and I invite you to tap into this. You can help call in Harry. The crystal skulls are about tapping into that universal consciousness, and I invite you to tap into that and really expand your mind and see the possibilities. See what your possibilities are. See what is it that's in your deepest hopes, in your deepest thoughts, in your deepest dreams. Bring those out. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's all beautiful. All your ideas. Bring it out into the open. This is the time to do it. I hope that this video has helped you out in some small way. I hope that it's given you some understanding as to what you're feeling and how you're expanding into your energy. And understand that it's all good. It's all here for our benefit. The universe wants us to succeed. So let go. Beautiful time for that full moon. Let it all go. Breathe it all out. Ask the universe to help you. Ask our Archangel Michael to help you to find your truth. He is the angel of truth, and he will use his sword to cut through the crap to help you let go of that past. But learn from it. Don't just make pretend it didn't happen. Take what you will and leave the rest. Hail and farewell.